Hello nerds! You are about to see the most recent gaming and tech nerd news. For the full news show, then you can follow the top link there in the description, or, you know, if you're not on YouTube, youtube.com/generallynerdy, generallynerdy.net, so on and so forth. But let's jump into the nerdy news before we get too far ahead of ourselves. And from music into video games and, tech, we have just a bunch of follow-ups, really. So let's jump right into them. We have Battlefield 2042. The open beta starts on October 6th. If you have a pre-order in already, if you do not have pre-order, then the open beta starts for the rest of us on the 8th. So no word as to how long the beta, at least I couldn't find any word as to how long the beta is going to last, but it is open, so anyone who requests to join can join on console. I do not know if it is open on PC on Steam, but if you are on console, then it is open for you. Our next follow-up has to do once again with Halo Infinite. So we're going to go through the notes real quick. Oh no, the notes are what I had to say anyway, so I'm just getting ahead of myself. So last weekend's beta, because remember I was uncertain of the details when we last recorded because I had a lot of stuff going on the last episode, getting ready for a couple of concerts and trying to get interviews and so on and so forth. So I was fuzzy on the details, so here are the details. Last weekend, the focus of the beta was the training session. So I did not get any recording time done, though I did get some beta time in, and the training went swimmingly. I thought that was fantastic. It seems that they've kind of reined in the bots a little crazy. I did not play Spartan level bots in my training experiences, though I did do all other 3 levels and they all seemed manageable. I was just slightly afraid, not gonna lie, to try and fight the Spartan level bots again, because those guys are nuts. So Spartan level bots, notwithstanding, everything else seemed to be balanced in the way I expected. There is a lot of really awesome stuff, the little minor tweaks that they're doing to this to make it feel like Halo and then some. So I like that. I do understand, though, Dr. Disrespect very recently made a comment about the Halo beta saying it's great and all, but it kind of feels soulless. And I can kind of see that. I'm not saying 100% that I agree with that statement, but it does feel like there is something missing here to make it fully a Halo game. I don't know if I can put into words what that is. I think Dr. Disrespect's kind of come the closest to that, though I don't think that is 100% the best way to word it, if that makes any sense. So this weekend coming up, if you were part of the last beta, well, you are also a part of this beta, and actually anyone who wants to be can be part of the beta this weekend. This beta is going to be focusing on big team battles. So in the last weekend, they introduced a new map, which is a whole hell of a lot of fun, though it was a little bit disorienting at first. It seemed larger than it was when I first started playing it, but it is a little bit larger. So with 12 on 12 battles for big team battle, Halo Infinite is going to have to show us some of their larger maps. And that's kind of going to be the focus. They are still going to allow training mode and the weapons training mode. Training mode being that you can fight just you and a bunch of bots. Weapons training, we went over in a previous stream. It is, like I said, available to anybody who has an Xbox Live account. If you do not yet on your Xbox have the Xbox Insider app, that is the only way to get into this Halo beta. You do not have to be a Halo Insider in order to do this. And honestly, becoming an Xbox Insider is the only thing required is you download the Insider app. Super difficult. But yeah, once you've downloaded that app, that is all you need. You can go to halowaypoint.com. You can figure out the exact details on how to get into the beta there. It's not going to be super difficult. You have to go through the app, which then directs you to the store from the app, and that's how they verify that it's a beta and so on and so forth. It's a little convoluted, but honestly not as difficult as I'm kind of making it sound. So The other half of the beta is on PC. So if you have a Steam account and you are not a Halo insider, right now this is not 100% open to you, though they are working on opening it up, and hopefully by the next episode, we will be covering how you can get into that if you are a Steam player. So that is all we have on Halo Infinite for the moment. Our next follow-up has to do with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I love this. This follow-up is fantastic. They are porting over the original KOTOR to the Nintendo Switch. It will be out November 11th. This is not going to be the remake version that was just announced for the PlayStation. This is going to be the original version that was on the Xbox, is now being released on the Nintendo Switch. Again, November 11th. This is joining a plethora of other Star Wars games that have recently been released on the Nintendo Switch, Pod Racer, so on and so forth. This was just too exciting to not announce, but we got to move on. Our next follow-up has to do with Netflix. Remember, Netflix is getting into the gaming business, and they have started releasing games on their mobile platform. So if you have Netflix on your mobile device, then you also now have some games. But pretty much all of those games right now, up until this, were available also on other mobile gaming platforms. Now, Netflix has acquired their first exclusive gaming studio. It is a studio called Night School Studio. They have created, to what I can gather, only 2 games. The first being Oxenfree, and the second being the sequel to Oxenfree called Oxenfree 2. But this is a step in a direction that we never really expected to see Netflix go. So we will, as always, be keeping tabs on this as it develops.
Once again, that was the gaming and tech. I know, my shirt keeps changing. It's so weird. Pre-recorded is a wonderful thing. Anyway, if you want to see the full episode, top link down in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or you can just check out youtube.com/generallynerdy. There is a bunch of other places you can find me, all of the social medias. Just look for The Nerdy Ninja. He is the logo, and that is the place to go find me, is wherever his face is. My face will be shortly behind. GenerallyNerdy.net is the website. Patreon.com/GenerallyNerdy to get behind the paywall and see all of the things. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.